So go back to your prayer list from yesterday and look at things and see how you were yesterday, because you want to keep an eye on yourself, right? You want to watch yourself. You want to watch your ways. Look at your dependence upon God. And then find ways that God has answered your prayers. And, look at them and take note of them. So definitely I had asked God for prayer yesterday for rent, and he answered that prayer today. He's a God who answers prayers. He does. If something's not good for you and he knows it's not meant to be, he's going to not answer those prayers. So one thing I want to say about this is last night I had scheduled some downtime for myself, and I was reading. I took some extra time to read a book I'm really liking. And when I did, I also had later looked up some stuff about what is a wolf in sheep's clothing. You want to watch yourself and make sure you are not the wolf in sheep's clothing. So how do we know what a wolf is in the church? There's someone who turns you away from Christ, okay? There's someone who really don't care about empowering other people, helping other people. They want power, they want control, they want to keep you in bondage. They don't care about God, and they don't care about others. So there are a lot of warnings about wolves in the church. So Jesus talked about you'll know them by their fruit. And you want to look at yourself and make sure that you are filled with good works. That is one of the things that is a key to being a sheep. Jesus said, and this was in The Chosen, the sheep hear my voice. They know me, and I know them. So when you think of a good tree and you think of a bad tree, right? Jesus had talked about this, like a good tree bears fruit. So think of an apple tree. You're going to have apples. Think of a pear tree. You're going to have pears. So we need to, Jesus says you're going to know, we see an apples coming off an apple tree. We know it's an apple tree. So the same thing with our works. We're going to know people by their works. We know there's some teachers out there on social media that are wolves in sheep's clothing, and we don't want to follow that. We want to walk and run after Jesus. Just like a deer that panteth after water, so my soul panteth after you. We want to run after him, and we do desperately need him, because any one of us can fall into sin in a split second. We can fall into sin, and we need Christ. So as I thought about this, sometimes we do have times that we are angry, or we have hate in our life, and there may be something evil we did, but for the most part, we should be having the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, kindness, goodness, self-control, gentleness, and just be full of good works. So watch yourself. Make sure you are working out every day in this way. Your heart needs to be right first. I mean, many people do good things and it's not out of love, right? It's just to look good. We need to be daily looking at our heart, repenting, and asking God, if you find any evil way in me, show me. And we need to be daily repenting, daily. So just like some people will be like, oh, you're not going to change me. You have to accept me how I am. We do accept people in as God accepts people, but sometimes it's slow. God doesn't expect us to, figure everything out in a day, but there should be ongoing progress in our lives. There should be some kind of fruit, something that's showing us we are pointing toward God. And just like you work out and you exercise, right? You exercise your muscles. God says being in the Word is more important than your physical exercise. Spiritual discipline is more important. So we want to make sure we're doing this, and not only is the Holy Spirit a testimony that we are God's, but we're sealed with the Holy Spirit. We definitely do not want to deny the Holy Spirit. And most of us who are afraid of that will not do that. But it is salvation through the Holy Spirit that we come to Christ. And anyone who denies that is the only sin that would not be forgiven. The only one. So we want to, just like we work out every day, or we try to get some exercise every day and we try to eat somewhat good, we want to be exercising godliness every single day, rejecting worldliness, rejecting sin. And when we see it in ourselves, we need to change. We need to ask God to help us. Doesn't mean that we're not going to fall. Doesn't mean that we're not going to struggle. But when we are asking God to help us, it's a big difference. We're not giving in to certain feelings. We're not doing certain things. So we want to definitely be working at this.